From a technology perspective, we recognize that because Treasury is evolving, the technology is also evolving. You need the Treasury technology to evolve, to support you. You need us as a technology provider to anticipate your needs and react accordingly. So as a result, those three themes I just spoke about translate very well into what we need to do from a technology perspective. So number one, it's expanding that functionality. It's expanding beyond traditional Treasury and into areas such as risk management, into payments, into working capital. Number two, in terms of digitizing your workflows, providing more automation, more completeness, eliminating more manual process to give you a more complete end-to-end workflow. Better automation, better control, enabling better compliance. The third aspect is access to that data, taking all of this data that you have in your systems and being able to provide that in a visual and easy to analyze way, giving you power over the information to make better analysis and better decisions. So that's what the responsibility of technology is. Let me dive into these a little bit deeper, starting with functionality. So you see from a functional perspective, I put a wonderful little product diagram up here, nice visuals for early in the morning so you can follow along. You can see from Kyriba Treasury. Kyriba has always been a treasury system, treasury management system, and TMS. We will still always be that. Don't worry, we're not leaving that. But we're also recognizing that you, as treasury professionals, are evolving. So as a result, we need to expand into risk management, giving you the opportunity to both understand and mitigate risk. And we're going to talk further about that in this session. In terms of in the payments area, many organizations in Treasury do payments. They do payments and they initiate wires and ACH, et cetera. But also we're recognizing there's an opportunity for Treasury to gain further visibility, enhanced control in other aspects of the payment workflow. And that means things like payment factories, payment hubs, giving more control, preventing against fraud, all of these things that are very important to us in Treasury, even if they're not our Treasury payments. So as a result, the technology must evolve and expand. Working capital, we had a great session yesterday, actually an award presentation with scientist.com. They went through their way of doing cash management, which really impacted the working capital of their suppliers. It also allowed them to optimize their own cash flow. A great cash management story, but kind of expands beyond the traditional definition of cash management. So as a result, expanding the functionality into new areas. So from a functional perspective, that's number one, the expansion of functionality into new areas, allowing us to anticipate what Treasury is looking for and make sure you have the platform that you need. Secondly, around digitization. So this is a theme that we've talked about many times. The key for digitization, what you see on the screens is really more around payments, but that's one of many workflows that need to be digitized. When we say digitize, what we're trying to do, the goals, the objectives, are to eliminate errors, eliminate those exceptions, and avoid some of those mistakes, giving you the opportunity to have a standardized, consistent set of workflows. If we're speaking just about payments like you see on the screen here, then it's a number of different, we'll say, capabilities, tasks, requirements that need to be linked together so that you have that end-to-end workflow. So that no matter, in the case of a payment, no matter who is initiating that payment, no matter who is approving that payment, no matter what geography they're in, no matter what size of payment it is, whether it's real time, whether it's an ACH or a wire or a SEPA transfer, it doesn't really matter. You want a standardized and consistent experience so there is no potential issues. That's just with payment workflows. Digitization applies to other aspects of the workflow, such as bank account management, foreign exchange, reconciliations, et cetera. That's the expectation you have of the system. The requirement to be more digitized, to have more control, is increasing every year. We recognize this, and as a result, you need your technology to get better. And that's what we're doing. The third thing around data. So we've done many initiatives. In fact, at last year's Kyriba Live, we talked quite a bit about business intelligence. We've talked about that today as well, both in concept and in product. The idea behind business intelligence is quite simple. We want to provide data and turn it into information so that at your fingertips, you can start to analyze and make better decisions about what is this, how does this impact us, what does it mean? So aspects of that include things like data visualization, being able to look at pretty graphs like you see on the screens here, and have that as your report. Have the report be the answer rather than just a number of rows and columns that you have to run your eyes across to try and figure out what's going on. Have it present itself, have it dynamic, have it clickable. That's the product aspect of bringing business intelligence to you, making you more intelligent, making you have better answers, making more time available for analysis rather than having to dig for data and then have someone else figure out what that really means. Being able to anticipate CFO's question of why are we doing this? Having that answer in front of you in the system, in the technology, is what the technology should be doing for you. It also preps for this idea of artificial intelligence, which is coming in Treasury. Many of you have talked about that. I've had many conversations over the past day and so where we've talked about what does artificial intelligence really mean? Well, it's basically business intelligence, except the technology is doing more work for you. The technology learns from the data and making you more intelligent through its machine learning capabilities. So as a result, that's what you expect the technology to do for you, and we are on the cusp of having artificial intelligence within finance and treasury technology. So that's the third aspect in terms of making the data more accessible, but also more meaningful.